Call the meeting to order. This is the Community Preservation Committee. We're meeting April 5th, 7 o'clock at night. We have some new text that I get to read. It's pretty much the same blurb, but some updates. In accordance with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining Zoom meeting ID number of 840-0877-2826 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager, at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100, prior to the meeting during business hours. Thank you. All right, all. Thank you for showing up. Sort of a dreary day, but it's supposed to be 70 and rainy tomorrow, but we'll take it with it being 70 degrees. Everybody doing good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. That's good to hear, Barry. It's like, did you do the taping of the select board last night?
Yes, I did see you, by the way. So
Very quick on.
up in the little corner there, you want to.
That's what Jeff told me. It's like blurbed on the monopad, and it's like, oh, but no, it was great because I wanted to make sure with regards to the Comcast contract and everything. So that was good. All right, moving along on. I've got the agenda sitting here in front of me. Does anybody see anything that needs to be added or corrected or whatever on the agenda?
Nope.
Nope. Can I get a motion to accept the agenda as written?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as written.
All right, Barry
Seconded.
makes the motion and Julie seconds it. All right, let's do roll call. Jason?
Yes.
All right, Julie?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Jess?
Aye.
And the chair says aye. So the agenda is written. Next is just the approval of the minutes. We have two sets of minutes that need to be approved. One is for March 1st. Again, Jess, we'd be lost without you, I tell you. No, don't worry, I don't have any corrections. Does anybody else have anything? All right.
Bill says aye.
All right, hearing crickets, can I go ahead and get a motion to approve the minutes as written for March 1st?
So moved.
All right,
I'll
Julie.
second.
Julie makes the motion. Barry seconds it. Let's go through the roll call. Jason,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Jess,
Aye.
and the chair says aye. Passed unanimously. All right. Next one is for March 22nd, and then we had our public hearing. Does anybody have any? I don't have any corrections at all. Again, Jess, you do a great job. Thank you. Can I hear a motion then?
I never feel like I should make the motion to approve.
I know. See,
I'll
same
make a
thing.
motion that we accept the minutes as written for March 22nd, 2023.
Seconded.
All right, Barry makes the motion. Julie seconds. All right, let's do the roll call. I'm going to do it different this time. Jess,
Aye.
Barry,
Aye, aye.
Julie,
Yes.
and Jason.
Yes.
All right, chair says aye, so passed unanimously. All right. Okay, I just wanted to let the group know that with regards to the correspondence and invoices, I do want to apologize. After discussing the dues to the coalition. I put it on the back burner and that's where it stayed. So I got an email from the coalition saying, hey, you guys got to pay us. So I just sent it back in about a week and a half ago. So I do apologize that I didn't forward it right after our meeting in
Yeah.
February.
That is just about the worst thing I've heard. I'm really, Janet.
I know. It's like, okay, I'll step down. I gather that may not happen. All right. But other than that, I have had some conversations where I'll be talking about some of the stuff underneath new business. But for old business, it's town meeting. And town meeting is going to be
I think it's the
April
24th, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, April 24th at the high school, 7 o'clock. From what I understand, we want to make sure we get a quorum. And yeah, the 24th. So again, we just want to make sure that we're there to support Jason and team, right? Any other feedback you want to give with regards to town meeting, Jason?
No,
Yeah.
hopefully it's painless and not a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Hopefully
think
everybody's not mad at us because of the senior center project that we're just along for the ride on.
say that again. I'm sorry.
Nothing. I was just making
No.
an offhand comment.
No.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're ready to go. Jeff and I will be there. I don't know. We're ready.
Okay.
We
All
think we
right.
can defend it. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, and same thing here. I would imagine probably because of it being part of the warrants, I'll start it and then turn it over to you guys. But again, just reiterating, is that's one of the reasons why we asked for the increase so that we can do these types of projects. And this playground is, as Julie puts it, sadly missed, where the kids are going crazy. So we want the best that we can do. So I really appreciate it. Hi, Colleen.
yeah,
Hi, sorry I'm late.
That's all right, no problem. I gave everybody a heads up. So that's one of the other things for underneath old business was just the town meeting. And I don't know if anybody else has anything else for old business. All right, that sounds good. I'm gonna just keep on moving, okay? New business, some of the correspondence that I've had was with some individuals who still have or one individual really, it's a husband and wife that has some land possibly available over, it's Matt Fields. I don't know if you all are familiar. I think we spoke about it a little bit, where it used to be they were going to have a Emily's Way was the development that they were thinking about, and that sort of like fell through. It's land that goes from Groton Harvard Road up behind Neshoba Park. So with that, there is a house that was formerly owned by Mr. Lucchesi, and that house and the property is going for a certain price. I'm going to ask the committee, would you mind, they are including the house. The house needs some work, but with there being a house there, Habitat is looking for places again to, work on and to be able to use as a Habitat for Humanity house. Would the committee mind me going ahead and speaking with some of the Habitat individuals to see if they really would be interested and have them do a walkthrough, and then I can, just see if that is without, again, then, would probably have to at next meeting, see if we can do the appraisal and everything else like that of the property. But I just want to reach out to Habitat to see if they'd be interested in something like that.
And who would be the purchaser of that property? Would that be the town? Would that
It'd be,
Habitat? Or-
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to figure out all that because again, the town can own property, but if Habitat will then go ahead and take it, I think the town sort of like sells it to them for $1. I'm trying to remember what they did for some of the other land that they had purchased already. And with that, then Habitat would own that section.
Do
Or-
you know what they're asking for the house and the property?
I do, but now I'm sort of gun shy because of Beth saying, not to go ahead and discuss finances,
Not in public.
Yeah, and
Be
we
in
can
the
do it.
stage.
Oh,
Right.
right, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
we can do an executive session, but I'll say it this way, I've had some nice conversations with Matt, and it's like it would be nice to try to move forward with some of that property that we could use for the affordable housing, for being habitat, and then the rest is being open space. And again, it still goes back to what's available on Zero High Street, for the Hudlin property. Again, I'm still pushing for that, to see if we might be able to use that for open space, just to make that connection between central Cambridge all the way to Groton Harvard. So, but I just didn't want to overstep my boundaries and talk to people from Habitat to see if they would be interested. Is that okay with everybody if I do that?
That's fine by me.
All right. Okay, and we can bring that, like I say, when I find out more at our May meeting. So that's really been the major correspondence. I know that Sandy Pond School has been doing some work. I haven't heard back from Irv with regards to using the area behind the school as like a pocket park, to go ahead and put in parking on the side there. But that's one thing that he's been trying to discuss with Alan, but I know Alan's been busy with other items. And that's about it. I'm gonna pause for a minute, just to make sure I don't see that there's anybody here from the public, but just want to reiterate that if the public, when watching this video, if you have any questions, please contact Carly, and she will, or she'll get a message to us, as well as my email address is out on or CPC has an email address as well, cpc@ayer.ma.us. Just send us an email, or like I say, contact town hall, and they'll be able to get us get your question to us, and we can give you an answer. All right. Anything else that people want to bring up for new business? All right, I'm going to go right to the committee reports, even though it's not on the agenda, I just noticed. I know, it's like, okay. Jess,
The Conservation Commission, we started to advertise that we're looking for people interested in volunteering on the Pine Meadow Conservation Land, a sort of stewardship thing. we have this flyer that I think we're going to be having available at town meeting. And I'm going to put it up probably tomorrow on the town's Facebook pages, the community pages, and the town
Nice.
page. So
all right, good.
um,
Soon as
yeah.
it's out there, then we'll go ahead and we'll start sharing it.
So we're hoping that there are people who want to get involved in the town in at least not in a stuffy board meeting minutes taking way, but enjoying the great old outdoors and keeping our trails in good shape.
I like that. All right, thank you. Barry?
Just building on, I think the last time I briefly mentioned about 42 Park Street. And we did have a historical commission meeting after our CPC meeting, and Alan Minoyan was there. And not knowing if the house is still up for sale or not, Alan's point was we should probably be thinking of a heritage area, which may include the Napa building, and I think there was one other building, to actually create a heritage area to think big, is what Ellen said. We, meaning Alan and I, was supposed to go and talk to the owner just to see what he really wants to do with it, what he wants to get for it. Now, Alan also thinks that the owner of the Napa building is interested in possibly selling that. I don't know that for a hard fact because I haven't talked to him, but Alan was talking about getting that, because that's also one of the park homes. So I sent him a message today because I have not, I know he's been really busy in March with the symposium and other things going on, and I know the Howards are coming up, and the pocket parks and everything else, but I just wanted to know that I was still interested. We have a meeting tomorrow, but I really want to find out from him, what do we need to do? What kind of funding, what kind of a plan? Because he suggests that we really have if we want to do this, do it with, not just with 42 Park Street in mind, but what about a heritage park plan for the town of Ayer? I'm certainly open to ideas. There's a lot of things that we could do. That would be a great place for, an Ayer Historical Society, one of the buildings, as well as like a community center for people to come in and just sit and learn about Ayer. And
Do you think there's enough, interest to get some volunteers to help create a Ayer Historical Society?
In my experience over the last few years, we've tried putting out the word that we're looking for people to start a historical society. It's gone to people coming in, said they're interested, but nothing more get off the ground. It's difficult for us in the historical commission because we're not really commissioned to do a historical society kind of work, although we have done that because we see that there's a need in town, such as Camp Stevens and the Women's Christian Temperance Union fountain out in front. We had that restored as well. So, I don't know. We're still looking. It would be nice if we could get somebody interested.
Mhm.
Maggie knew somebody that might be interested in coming to our meeting tomorrow as a new person, so that would be
Nice.
fantastic, And the same age group. We need the younger people.
Mhm.
You got George, you got myself, you got Ruth, and there's only so much that we can do with 3 people. We need a bigger organization, even for the historic commission. I mean, because we really need to talk about a demolition delay bylaw, but until we really have enough people and can write up a bylaw that makes sense.
Mhm.
And if people are interested in historic preservation, if nobody's interested in historic preservation, there's, a demolition bylaw really, that makes no sense. So,
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's sort of like fertilizer one, where it's a good idea, but how many
Well,
people
People
are,
were in support of that. It's just the state nixed us on that one.
yeah, no, for sure. But how many people are in, because Shirley has a historical society. Do you know how many people are involved in Shirley's?
I don't know exactly how many. I know Meredith, I've been over there before. Ruth would know that. I can get that information. I can
Mhm.
either stop over there myself or Ruth would know. I know she volunteers over there
Mhm. All right,
at
yeah.
certain points, so.
And what do you call it? Maggie's
But-
getting married. Is it Maggie's getting married next week or the week after? So,
Uh, I know it's this month, and
yeah,
so she's
yeah.
gonna be away for a while, so.
For sure. And it's like,
But it's
all
been a
right.
pleasure having her because of, we have the youth, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. She's great to be on APAC's board as well. So,
Yeah.
all right, that's good. It's good to know. Let us know what you find out. Because
Right, I
again,
will.
we'd like to go ahead and be able to help out wherever we can.
Thank you.
All right, Julie?
So the planning board has had 14 Washington Street in front of us this month, which is the old firehouse, if we remember. And that's going well. I don't think there's too much to update us on. I think one interesting thing is they had been told by someone, and they weren't even quite sure who, that the CPC funds that were going for the thing on the top, is that the cupola? We used to talk about it all the time, guys. Oh, that, yeah. That also included the fire hydrant that's a part of the building on the front. Which, as far as my memory serves me, that was not, we spent an extensive time talking about the roof piece, but I don't believe that also was included in our CPC funding. But so they're looking into that. It wasn't asked of me necessarily.
What
Jess?
fire hydrant? I mean,
So if you're looking at the building, so
Yeah.
the problem is I'm just looking at the black and white sketches of the plan, right? We weren't looking at an actual photo, but if you're looking at the building, the two doors, the two main, like what you picture is the fire truck doors. On the front, they're saying that that space in between those doors has some kind of fire, I don't know if it's technically a hydrant or some type of apparatus like that, that they were being told had to be preserved. So we all decided they needed to look into the details there. So that's being looked at.
It wasn't by me, I know that. It wasn't by me.
No. Oh, did you talk to them otherwise, Barry?
No, I was there, I was there when they mentioned that, so it's like.
Oh, yeah.
I
It was
trying to think,
weird.
What the heck, would you come over and say that, you know?
It was very
They know
strange. It
exactly
sounded
what
like
they're
someone who
talking
just wanted it saved, or maybe their intention was that they thought we had historically preserved everything we could, but
Right.
I remember that being very specific, but Jess, did you, sorry.
yeah, if that wasn't mentioned in our CPC grant, could it be used for something like that? Because it wasn't mentioned, that's,
I don't remember
It
that.
wasn't being asked of us as if we were funding that. They were talking about it in the plans as if now they were preserving it into the
Okay.
plans structurally because they were supposed to. So there just needed to be some stuff. So I'll make sure that that's looked at appropriately and addressed as we go. If they haven't already followed up on that at this point. So that's what we were talking about there. I know Nasoya is coming before us as they're expanding. And we've got Stratton Hill coming back.
oh,
So we're,
when is Stratton Hill coming back?
I think later this month, Jess.
Okay,
I'm trying to
There.
remember, when we wrote up the warrant, I'm trying to look and I can't find it. I don't know if the warrant itself included the cupola. I thought it just included the step gables, but it may be,
Oh, that's another part.
Yeah,
Yep,
it didn't say
We'll
anything
find-
about,
we'll find it, Janet. It's not for tonight, but I'm just making sure we kind of look into that because we don't quite know how that entered the conversation.
yeah.
No.
All right, but I
I
do
don't ever
know,
remember that being in there.
yeah, I don't remember it, that's why, because if it was, then it should have been fixed. Hold on a second. I've got somebody who's rambunctious.
So
Um,
besides that, I'm all set.
All right, but one thing I did find out that they were planning on possibly 6 apartments, but now it's down to 5, so which means they don't have, they're not gonna do any affordable apartment. They were gonna try to do an affordable apartment downstairs or something like that. One affordable.
I didn't hear, so we definitely were talking about the change in the apartments. I did not hear that it was the affordable one that was left. They clearly did not either share that at the meeting, or maybe that's not the case. So I'll follow up on that at the next meeting.
Okay, sounds great, thanks. Right, that's, all right, for planning, Colleen? I skipped over you, Jason, sorry.
So the Affordable Housing Trust met last week. We voted on the next round of rental assistance applicants. So I think with the exception of, maybe one that we were waiting on some stuff from, they're ready to kind of move forward with funding the next group. And then Janet came to our meeting and gave a nice presentation on different ideas in terms of affordable housing, because one of the goals of the trust is to think about sort of other ways because our charge was not just rental assistance, but other ways to expand affordable housing. And so we're starting to think about other ideas and maybe what kind of funding we might come back to CPC for in the fall. So I guess we'll come in the summer for fall town meeting. So look to hear more from us over the next couple of months.
Because one of the things that we talked about is like in how you've got the conservation fund that has monies set aside so that if land becomes available for open space, we'll be able to go ahead and use it. Same thing with the housing trust. You could go ahead and build that trust fund up so that if land becomes available for affordable housing, you can go ahead and use that right off the bat instead of going to a second town meeting to take the money out of the trust. So that was one of the things that we were discussing. So yeah, it was good. You got a good group there, Colleen. So very, very interactive. So that was great.
Yes, and thank you for coming to the meeting because that was really helpful, I think, for all of us.
Same thing for here, because again, it's nice to hear different viewpoints. So that works out well. It's like, oh, all right, Jason.
I don't have much. We obviously have the playground project. We got our official no further action letter from the Mass DEP, so that's all closed up. It's clean-ish.
Nice.
Clean as it's gonna be. So we're good there.
Congratulations.
We're ready to go with the bid. We're moving forward with the bid, putting the bid together, and obviously we're not going to send it out until we have funds secured, but we're getting into that phase, which is nice to be able to finally start talking and planning the rebuild.
All right.
But that's really it.
I did have a couple people ask questions, and I'm just going to throw this out there to find out. Did you guys ever look at having some sort of splash pad down there? That type of water park?
Not seriously. Not this. Yeah, not this round. It's
All right.
something we talked about, but not seriously
Okay.
for this project.
All right. Because I just didn't know if there was anything that may have stopped it. It's like the water, lines or whatever. So, all right. I know people are still looking to see whether or not that is a possibility. I just thought I'd throw that out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we would want to do sometime for sure.
Okay.
Maybe we keep space set aside for a future project or something. But
All right, that sounds good. For the housing authority itself, the new addition for COVID-related, separations and everything else, is now in operation. So when you walk in through a different door than the one up the ramp to the left. It's now before you, right as you hit the ramp. It's right there in the front. So that is up and going, which was really good. I know that they have given promotions and hired other individuals to take the place of Kimberly Welch, who passed away last year. So they've, like I say, they've got some new staff, but Julie is still there. And she got promoted to being the administrative assistant there. And see, I'm trying to think for the housing committee. Again, we've been trying to look at, different land that's available for affordable housing projects, as well as looking at the tax title lien properties, as well as being part of the working group to look at zoning bylaw changes for smaller lots and smaller houses. So hopefully we'll be able to meet the middle of April. And we've got Dave Seaborg being able to join us, as well as Charlie Schultz. So I think that helps out really good to get new feedback from the town. So that's it for housing. Is there anything else that people want to bring up? No? All right, well, if there's nothing else, I'll be honest with you. I think we've done pretty good. Let's go ahead and meet whoever can make it to the town meeting. I think that
I'll be
would be
there.
good. All right, I'll be there. All right, Julie's shaking yes, and Colleen. All right. That's right,
Gentlemen.
Barry's gonna, Barry will be working.
I
From what
think
I'm
Jason's
saying,
gonna blow it off. There's nothing big for parks there.
This is my last town meeting that I'm gonna go to. I'm not running for
What?
reelection next year, so this is it. I'm not going to another town meeting ever again. I'm never gonna have to.
We'll throw you a party, Jason,
It's
or
like, oh,
heckle you, maybe.
oh, I like the sound of that. We can
Right.
have candies that have the candy wrappers. So as he's talking, I hear his.
That's
No,
fine.
Yeah, it's
That's
like, oh,
fine.
no problem. I hear this, we'll see, what ends up happening during the meeting, but everybody can be there giving us support. So, all right, if there's nothing else, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, Julie makes the motion, Barry seconds, all in favor?
I
Aye.
Yes.
All right.
Again, thank you
Good
very
night.
much, everybody.
Night, everybody.